What is up, guys? Puggzly here. Here with another quick episode for you guys. Probably just going to be a short, quick one. I know I've been doing a lot of catch-up videos instead of kind of sticking with you guys and working with you as I go. Since our last video, there's been quite a bit of changes going on. We had some stuff done here. We moved it down to this room here, and then I've just kept moving it down and down and down. I'm going to try to fix that for you guys because I'd like to get more recordings done and not just show you kind of what I've built and where, but more of how I've built it and get you guys on a steady video stream. That way you can check in and enjoy it from time to time instead of having to wait 3 or 4 days for a nice long video that just shows, hey, this is what I've done for the past 2 or 3 days. But what I have done in the past 2 or 3 days is the tree was starting to fall apart because we were kind of cutting into it, trying to expand certain spots. But I've decided to go ahead and start, well, let me fix this because that is going to get horridly loud here in a second. There we go. I'm going to kind of make this the main living area, and the end plan is to go ahead and cover this up with leaves and whatnot, and the glass is pretty much there just to keep the annoying raindrops from coming in, things like that, just kind of, keep me out of the weather. But my plan is to kind of make a few rooms here, in an enchanting room. Not really big enough for a full Thaumcraft room, in my opinion, but kind of put a few rooms here, make it a nice little living area with a bed and everything like that. But I was thinking the other night, Windy Digger and I were looking at, trying to start a villager farm and start our own little village, because I don't know if you can see. No, it's not going to zoom out far enough. Our next village is a good 500-600 blocks away. About as far as that zombie spawner over there. A little bit farther that direction. A couple of 100 blocks more. And that is our only village with a Mistcraft guy. And that's one thing that I'm really wanting to get into is Mistcraft. So we can, I personally can start up, quarries and things like that with just absolutely destroying the world. But give you a quick, let's see, this guy's going to be a pain in the neck, so let me, okay, he's in the death pit at the moment. Get rid of this guy real quick. Need that bone anyway. So pretty much I fixed the tree. It was hit by lightning a few times. I dug into the wrong leaves at the wrong point, so it cut it down. And as you can see, it's looking pretty good. The spots like that one there and that one there, those are natural spots. Those haven't been really touched, but the center was just trashed. You were able to see wood, and it just looked like a really, really sick tree. So we've got a bit of a farm going here. Just give me some leaves and some oak wood to kind of rebuild that tree. It's not natural, but it still keeps that aesthetic look. I also, one thing I did is I got rid of the front door, just because my next step is I want to go over to the jungle and grab some vines and kind of get those vines coming straight down here instead of this ladder, so it looks a little bit more treehousey like. But back to the farm idea, the villager farm. I'd like to actually kind of set up a little village. The tree's going to most definitely get a lot larger. Man-made it, of course, but some little huts here and there, depending on how, I don't know how the villagers AI works, whether they'll really kind of utilize stairs and walkways and things like that. But I'd like to kind of make a little tree village, with this being kind of the main central hub. And then down here is where I've really kind of gotten started with what I really wanted to do. Um, I've kept this room kind of empty because I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it yet. But again, mining shaft. And this room's kind of changed a little bit because of my need for rubber. I've went ahead and went with, let's see if I can get in there and show you, a Thaumcraft, oops, there's a spider in there, but, or it's not Thaumcraft, a forestry multi-block farm. And this is a manual rubber tree farm, but as you can see, it's kind of stalled at the moment. Not really sure why. I'll have to check into that. Normally it's just, you know, popping that rubber out, no problem. I'm probably missing some fertilizer down there. You can see this was actually kind of a secret project room that I had going on. I've got some stuff going on the side that I really can't videotape, but yeah, I've got a project going. It's kind of a race that me and our Deviant and I have. I'm kind of do apologize about the uhs and the, if I can get out of here, the uhs and the pauses there. But so I'm kind of, I've got a little bit of a barrel sorting system going. I do have a router built, and I'd like to expand this, but right now, because of the special project, I'm kind of trying to stay away from spending too much time with this stuff and actually working towards the project. You can see I'm starting to build up one item that I need for the project here. It's getting there, but if I automated it a little bit, it would get there a little bit quicker. You can see from the rubber tree farm, I'm getting a little bit of a stockpile. I'll find out why that's not running, and that would be why. We're out of fertilizer. So, let's see here. Yeah, it's a pain in the neck right now because everything's kind of everywhere. Betcha, yep. So let's go ahead and make some fertilizer real quick. I'm pretty sure I've got some sand probably here. Yeah. Let's go over here. Make us up some fertilizer. Where'd it go? Probably my miner's bag. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hate that. It always takes them to the miner's bag, and I don't want to sit there and lock them every time that I'm at home trying to do stuff. So let's just make a whole bunch of fertilizer. That'll work. One stack will work. It'll keep it fed for a while. Man, I didn't pick it up. If I did, it went. Oh, there it is. Alright. So, we'll go ahead and put our fertilizer here. And if you guys don't know much about the new forestry multi-block setup, they're absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, I don't know if you can hear it. Let me see if I can turn up the sound just a bit. I think it's already cleared it out now. But because of the backup, none of those trees were farmed. It's going crazy with the farming, and that's going to give me the buildup of my rubber production. And these farms are awesome because I've actually switched between a regular crop farm for wheat and had that feeding into this chest and then into here, and you can see, you know, it's quite automated, quite quick. Got me quite a bit of bread there. I'm not going to use that much bread in a long time because, yeah, I don't know, just that's a lot of bread. So I went ahead and stopped that. Switched it over to a tree farm for a little bit just to kind of play with that, because that is the standard. That's all loud again. I apologize, guys. Switched over to a tree farm. Got a little bit of trees, you know, wood. And one thing I noticed, and I didn't expect it, I planted oak trees, and when it went through and harvested them, it turned them to the forestry apple oak tree. And so not only did it give me my oak wood, but quite a bit of apples as well. And I only needed a little bit of wood, so I just kind of didn't keep that up there too long, and then switched it over to the rubber tree farm. And as you can see, I've got my intricate circuit board. It's set up for, you know, the rubber tree plantation. Just so you guys know, I plan on maybe kind of expanding outside of the dungeon, so to speak, going outside and setting up some individual farms. But not gonna lie, this one farm, you let it run long enough, you build you up a stockpile. I've got, you know, the managed farm for the crops for wheat. If I ever run out of wood or run out of bread, I'll just toss that chip in there and throw some dirt, go upstairs, clear out the dirt, throw some seeds, and bada bing, it'll start pumping just like this rubber resin. It'll pump straight into there, rebuild my stockpile, and so on and so forth. I've got another chip set made, and that's for vegetables and the wheat. That way, and I think it's set up, what is that? That's because it's north, south, west, east. So, I mean, if you can see that, the top one's vegetables and vegetables. And vegetable farms will do like carrots and potatoes, and then the crops will do wheat. So, then in the configuration of these circuit boards, and we'll go into that a little bit more in depth when I have the opportunity to make another one and show you guys. The way it's configured is the way this farm is upstairs. I mean, you've got, can't really see it because of the way it's set up. That spider is really kind of starting to annoy me. So let's see if we can, without getting stuck in here. Let's see. Let's get rid of the spider. There we go. You've got the multi-block there, and then you've got the north section, you know, north, south, east, west, that type of deal. But it's kind of in a rounded off formation, and you can see there it went ahead and harvested that rubber resin. So it's got a section from, you know, from the multi-block structure, kind of a half circle, and it points in, you know, in this case the north side. So when you make your circuit boards, you can kind of configure your farms to do multiple things. If I wanted to do crops on one, you know, crops on wheat on 3 of them, and then say potatoes on the 4th one, I just, you know, make up a circuit board with that, pop it in there, and put in the necessary seedlings and soil for it, and let it go to town. So it's an interchangeable system instead of having the single blocks where you had to kind of break the block and clean up all the area, or it would clean it up for you. You had to reconfigure your whole piping system. But this thing is awesome because, you know, you've just got a farm valve, lets your water in, and then you've got your gearbox that lets your power in. You notice I've got it hooked up to conduit, and then you've got your hatch. And if you come from the bottom of the hatch, you don't need a Buildcraft engine or a gate, or sorry, a redstone engine or a gate or anything like that to pump out of. And that's kind of why I've got this hideous little pipe drop down here, because if I would have went from the side, I would have to go ahead and add a, you know, redstone engine there to pump out of. So something I may do to kind of fix the aesthetics of that, but at the moment it's working, and it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't droop way down into it, so I'm having to kind of dodge it, things like that. Got the barrel sorting system kind of started for those blocks that you just get a whole bunch of. appetite, coal. I'm also trying to stockpile some coal for my special project. And then, the aluminum dust that for some reason you get a whole bunch of that at this point I haven't hit where I really need it. And then of course nickelite. We all knew we get so much nickelite, and all we can make with it now is blue alloy wire and a few other little, nit bits. But that's that. And then I've got, my standard ores that I use quite often. And then I've got my my little factory here. Few buildcraft engines or industrial craft engines. Right now the extractor is really the only thing that I'm utilizing, just because I need this rubber. I need lots of it. Roughly about 106 stacks of rubber. So once I hit the 64 stack, I may open up another barrel or expand this barrel with an upgrade. Probably just open up another barrel. Because once I get the project going, it's going to burn through them severely quick, and I'll just have to kind of start from scratch with it. Little dump chest, so when I come in from mining, I can just dump my miner and digger's bags in there. Kind of organize it a little bit, because right now I'm manually putting stuff in the chests with, the option to do some piping, some organization that route. I built the mass fabricator and the carpenter, and that allows me to I got a chipset in there that's blank. That allows me to go ahead and build those chipsets and the tubes that I need to set up this farm, the way I would like it. Also gives me the option to expand into like electrical engines, and kind of one step ahead there. I can expand into electrical engines and modify the chipsets the way I need to that route. Here, I guess you could call this the conduit redstone energy cell tower, because I've got my induction smelter. That's for making the hardened glass, and then I've got the magma crucible for liquefying all that redstone. And then it automatically, using this configuration, pumps up to the liquid transposer, which I can either dump the redstone energy cell frame in there or the conduits. So this is kind of a one-stop shop for for the conduits and whatnot, because I'm more than likely going to be using a lot of them within that special project. And the easiest way for me to do that, I need pulverized obsidian to make that hardened glass. You can see I've already got the lead waiting. But easiest way to do it, just come over here, shut off the left input or output, turn on the right output, toss some obsidian in here, and it'll pump in and go straight into this induction smelter. And that's one reason you'll see a lot more of my engines being thermal expansion, because this is tight. It's not perfect, because I've still got a few things I need to do, but it's tight. There's no pipes, don't have to worry about machines, filters, sorters, nothing like that. So let me go ahead and fix this back here. And then of course it goes into the furnace, and the furnace does the same thing. It outputs straight to my chest. And I did a little bit of organizing last night, so that chest is empty and it's all put in its somewhat respected place. But my main achievement that I accomplished while you guys, while I wasn't recording, is the power plant. You notice I've got redstone going down. That's for the what is that for? What I have down here, it needs a redstone. I think that was just a temporary. I was gonna run it down through here so I can get rid of this redstone energy cell, because again, part of my project, sand. I need sand and glass to make glass, but I also need sand for the farm upstairs. So I've got my nifty little cobblestone generator here, and the more I mine, the less I need it, but it's always great to have cobblestone for sand, just pulverizing it in the pulverizer, grabbing some sand and going from there. But basically all this is a lava block. And just bucket some lava in, and let's see if I can make sure it's not going. Let's see, I'm going to take a little bit out and you can see it run. With that blue block there is a Zycraft water source block. And it acts pretty much, if you've played Tekkit or anything where you've needed a cobblestone generator, this is the most compact cobblestone generator that I've been able to create that really fits my needs. And essentially once this block fills up, it'll go ahead and, you know, jam that the block breaker I've got there, and it'll attempt to, but it won't be able to create anything because it's all just kind of locked up. But it also has two purposes for the, you know, the incinerator ability. Just toss items in and let it burn up. And then I've got a water source tank, or a water tank, using the Zycraft multi-block tanks. Absolutely awesome, because they're really cheap to make. Yes, the iron tanks do hold, from my understanding, a little bit more, but why use iron when you can use cobblestone? Again, there's another water source block under that Zycraft valve, just like the one that's over there. And then I've got that valve that's pumping to the rest of my system. And that pumps upstairs to one here to the carpenter, because it needs a constant water flow, and as well as up to that farm. Let's go ahead and put that back together there. I mean to put a door here, but there's really, yeah, it went into digger's bag. I've been meaning to put a door there, but there's really no reason to, because I'm not in there a whole lot. Now if I start expanding, I might need to go in there, but it runs off of lava, and I'll go ahead and cut here in a moment, get down under lava, and the nethers where I'm actually pumping from, using the inner tank. It pumps in and it feeds 4 magmatic engines. No worry for overload, you know, having to come in and whack it with a wrench. One thing I have found for some reason, and it's going to be running a little bit because of the farm upstairs. Zombie wanting to get in there. This one's running full speed, but if you notice, this one's only running 0.4, and then 2.0. We've determined that the farm itself runs. If I shut the farm off, let's see if I can do that real quick. No worries. If I shut that farm off, it'll still run. Each of them will run 0.4 for some reason. So I do see a bit of an energy leak because it is consuming lava, but I can't really tell at what rate it's consuming lava for that 0.4, and it runs constant. I can have all of these engines shut off and that farm, and everything will be running at a 0.4 rate. And then the lava, of course, pumps into a geothermal generator to give my industrial craft stuff some power. And then I've got kind of the middleman battery box that don't really use, but I've got the MFE, and that MFE is for my lap pack, because when I go down and mine, right now I don't have any quarries. I kind of do that on a nightly basis, go down and mine, and rebuild my stock. But I mean, for the most part, this is pretty much it. Let's actually take a trip to the Nether. Oh, there he is. drill is not great, and the ascend is not great either. Ooh, iron bar, nice. So let's see here. Let's go back upstairs. We'll go to our little nether nexus. I need to move this book downstairs, but make sure there's no pigmen wanting to be a pain. But Blood Runs Black and myself, we set up this pump to pump the lava out of the nether to power us for a little while. I'd kind of like it to break away from it and find a different way to power everything, maybe biofuel or something like that. Because if you peek through there, you can see where we're really tearing up the lava. And I don't know if that's because, you know, that 0.4 is draining little bits. My chunk is loaded, so those things are constantly going. And you can see them just disappearing as I speak. This used to be very deep. It was all the way up to, you know, that level. We've drained it quite quickly. I know Blood Runs Back, he uses a lot of energy, but I think it's because he's kind of got the same system I've got going on with the magmatic engines. Everything's just powered off lava. And if our magmatic engines are just constantly pumping, yeah, you can see a lot of death points here. Pigmen don't really care for me. I don't really care for them. And yeah, there's a ghast in here somewhere, so we're not going to hang out here too long. But like I said, the main idea is to kind of get some things going. I think I'm going to start working on, I don't know whether to work on the sorting system first, just to get a basic sorting system, because my next step is to kind of cut down on my mining time and get a little bit more building time in. So I'd like to do at least 1 or 2 quarries, preferably in a different Mistcraft world, but if it'll open for me, still doing a little bit of world change lag and a crash. Not 100% sure why there, so let me fix that for us. Okay. Do appreciate your patience. I'm not sure what that was all about. No crash report or anything like that. I know Windy Digger had an issue with this chest last night. It did the same thing to him. So I don't know. There's nothing special in the chest other than a bunch of Mistcraft stuff. Kinda not really lagging. I'm not sure. And watch here in a couple of seconds, all those chests are just gonna go crazy because I opened them all up. And just for giggles. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that lets us know we're back in business. I've got a bunch of unknown pages. From my understanding, they're the exact same page. So, waste of 3 emeralds there from Sir Mistcraft in that village. I've got a few other ones, a couple of copies, but like that noon copy. I'd like to create a world, but I'm really shooting to be able to do a flat world, though I don't have to worry about terrain and this, that, and the other. Either that, or just, I mean, I know it's kind of hard to get, but like a dense ore page, and just grab the good old advanced diamond drill that I've made up and applied a Fortune 3 book to. That would be awesome, just to have, you know, a few seconds underground and just go to town, get some resources built up using that lap pack, until things start going crazy, and then GTFO, get back up here and just dump it off. So at this point, I'm gonna leave you guys here. I'm gonna have to decide whether I'm gonna do my sorting system or try to get some quarries going, because I really need some resources for my special project. Mainly a bunch of iron and coal, tin, redstone. The basics. Um, can't really give you any hints about the special project, but mainly it's just building up resources right now. Deviant's kind of ahead on me on the special project, but I think I got a few tricks up my sleeve to kind of level the playing field. I'm doing it a little bit more automated. She's doing it more hands-on. She What we're doing, and I know I said I wasn't going to get into it, is a race to a high voltage solar array. See who can get there the quickest. She already has two medium voltage, and myself, I just have a chest full of furnaces because I've used all of my resources getting this stuff set up, so I can kind of work from there. But I'll be back with you guys with either another episode for a quarry, or quite possibly just letting you know where I'm at. Hopefully it's not another catch up. I do apologize about that, guys. I don't want it to be boring, like this is how I'm building this and this is how I'm building that. But I also don't want it to be, well, this is what I've done last week. So any comments, any suggestions, by all means, toss them out there. Whatever you guys would like to see. I am new to recording, so I'm not 100% sure what you guys would like to see. I'm just going off of what I know I would like to see. Trying to mimic kind of Direwolf's method, but with work schedule and internet issues, it's kind of hard to do so. But yeah, leave some comments, likes, subscribes. Let me know if I'm doing what you guys want to see, and I have no problem, molding as best as I can this channel, particularly this Let's Play, to your guys' liking. If you've got any questions on why I'm doing one thing over another, by all means ask. I do check my channel quite often for comments, and most definitely respond. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you next time. Later.